However, these claims were checked, double-checked, and then mailed to a foreign country to be checked by highly skilled, underpaid workers for a third time in order to verify that Roman Bellic remains alive. This is evidenced by the existence of his Life Invader page, with information relating to the whereabouts of the Bellic cousins to this day. While we are unable to disclose where the cousins are, or if they remain in Liberty City at all, we can indeed be sure with a great deal of certainty that it was Kate McCreary who died, and not Roman Bellic. Nico's reputation among heist experts and criminal contractors across the United States has remained high ever since the Bank of Liberty robbery, and Packy McCreary, who has remained active in criminal undertakings as far as Los Santos San Andreas, at least as recently as 2013, has spoken on multiple occasions to Nico's reliability, though he suspects, having not heard from Nico in many years, that he could be dead.
There was an Eastern European guy making moves in Liberty City. He went quiet.
The only known reference to Nico since that time came from a notorious San Andreas heist planner, Lester Kress, in 2017, during a collaboration with the IAA and Agent ULP on a mission to take down madman Avon Hertz.
This is an old agent, I heard about him running some bank robbery in Liberty City like a decade ago. What happened to him?
Nico Bellic is a haunted, peculiar hypocrite of a man. He is perhaps the first man in the series, apart from perhaps Victor Vance, who seemed to truly hate the circumstances that made him a perfect killing machine, and took practically no joy whatsoever from the numerous people he killed for money, with a few notable exceptions in the cases of revenge. Having grown up in the derelict shadow of the Bosnian and Yugoslav wars, from a young age, Nico became jaded and hateful of the disgusting world he saw around him, until he perhaps took up the mentality of, if you can't beat them, join them, following his military unit's ambushing, and the death of 12 of his childhood friends, as well as numerous other atrocities witnessed during his time. Using the ugliness of humanity around him as a pretense to unleash his own violent and morally ambiguous tendencies, Nico sold people, smuggled people, and most of all killed many, many people throughout his life as a criminal across Europe and in Liberty City. Even if the man did eventually step away from the criminal lifestyle, his hypocrisy remains palpable. Particularly, his tendency to take immediate and gross offense when his loyalty is questioned, despite betraying several of his employers, provided another was willing to provide enough cash. Whether or not Nico was at heart a psychopath who enjoyed his life as most prominently an assassin and contract killer is not much in contention. It is the opinion of this
fucking god, man.
biographies that Nico was a different brand of criminal to the typical maniac, with no respect for civilized society. Instead, Nico is an example of how the corruption present in the American justice system is but a glimpse of the injustice faced by people across the world by governments, organized crime, or whoever else manages to hold the reins of power that week. He is an example of what can happen to a man when the raw ugliness of humankind is laid bare, and time again how the horrors of war can change people, turning those who might otherwise have been capable of living normal, humble lives into trained killers who know nothing but a life of violence and death. Nico is fiercely and violently defensive of his loved ones, especially his cousin Roman, whom he had to save on multiple occasions from various criminal elements looking to reach Nico through his cousin. While capable of explosive anger, he is more often than not calm and collected, even showing a much gentler side of himself to his girlfriends and occasionally his close male friends. Nico is deeply cynical and found the culture of America blatantly hypocritical despite his own hypocrisy, describing himself as neither conservative or liberal, having a deep disdain for bullshitters such as Bernie Crane's bisexual lover Bryce Dawkins and his crusades against gay rights. It is clear that Nico was, at a young age, an idealist, whose experiences as a soldier in war sharply defined his abilities to make a life for himself, finding that by his 20s, killing was all that Nico was really good at, and came into a life of killing and smuggling just to survive. Despite English being a second language, Nico can be quite persuasive, and is not easily intimidated, only losing his composure when dealing with Darko, or enemies of his that threaten his loved ones. While he has killed numerous individuals, all of them have had at least a tenuous connection to crime, with Nico showing an unusual amount of deference towards civilians, especially women, the previous subjects of the show, going out of his way to help or even give money to strangers on multiple occasions, even committing crimes for people he's never met in an effort to lend a helping hand to somebody he thinks is down on their luck and worth the time of day. He is also exceptionally professional in his work, never drinking while on the job, remaining focused and always doing exactly as instructed with little exception, further bolstering Nico's reputation as one of the most reliable contractors in Liberty City circa 2008. Nico Bellic, in another life, may have been a truly good man. However, given the hand dealt to him, he instead opted to blend in among the monsters in an attempt to find some fraction of peace and happiness in a world he viewed as unforgiving, unfair, and pointlessly cruel, while taking what few opportunities he could to try and make amends for his numerous and egregious crimes against his fellow man. Nico has brown hair and brown hazel eyes, and at the age of 30 spotted a scruffy look with short hair, rough 5 o'clock shadow, and a slender build with a distinctive scar running through his left eyebrow. While not known to work out regularly, Nico's criminal lifestyle contributed to his relatively slender build, constantly on the run from police, mobsters, and politicians of all stripes. Nico Bellic arrived in Liberty City with hopes of living the good life with his cousin, but was quickly pulled into the life of a hardened criminal. Even before his crimes in Liberty, Nico had done egregious things whilst working for men like Ray Bulgarin back in Europe, and his trend of bringing misery wherever he walked would only continue, some might say accelerate, with his arrival in America. While many sources indicate that Nico retired following the events surrounding the Pasquale Mafia and Pecorino families, his tallies for mayhem, death, and destruction are just as noteworthy as any other exceptional psychopath we can examine. Without further ado, let's take a closer look at the numbers on this reluctant but effective contract killer. Beating Leda Marina, Callum Bullish, and killing Darden Petrena. Escaping the LCPD alongside Jermaine Andrews. Watching over a meeting and helping Little Jacob kill the hostile gang members. Helping Little Jacob to kill the gang members who set him up. Following a drug dealer to his apartment and killing him and his backup. Taking part in numerous drug deals with Little Jacob. Vandalizing a shop to convince the owner to hand over money he owes to Vlad Glebov. Assaulting a laundromat owner to convince him to hand over the money he owes to Vlad. Stealing Jimmy's card for Vlad. Chasing Ivan Vichkov. Killing Vlad Glebov and hiding his body. Stealing a police car and a van full of KPs and Kenny Petrovich. Threatening Joseph Kaplan to convince him to hand the money he owes to Mikhail Faustin. Killing Lenny Petrovich. Killing Jason Michaels. Blowing up Kenny Petrovich's garage. Killing Mikhail Faustin. Killing numerous Russian mobsters after being led into an ambush by Dmitry Raskolov and Ray Bulgarin. Stealing a police car and killing Lyle Rivas. Stealing Lyle's car for Brucey Kivitz. Killing Tom Rivas. Stealing numerous cars for Brucey Kivitz. Killing a drug dealer and his associates at a warehouse. Killing several gang members in a garage. Watching over a drug deal on the lockdown dealers who attacked Patrick McCreary. Taking part in a drug deal such as Johnny Levis and Playboy X. Escaping from the LCPD. Killing numerous officers in the process. Revealed to be an LCPD bust. Killing several gang members who get off of a train. Stealing back Elizabeth Torres' cocaine from the Angels of Death, killing both them and several pursuing LCPD officers in the process. Disposing of Benny Escuela and Jay Hamilton's bodies. Stealing a truck from the Triads for Ray Pacino alongside Patrick McCreary. Stealing money from the Ancelotti crime family for Ray Pacino alongside Patrick, Gordon Sargent, and Michael Keane. Robbing the Bank of Liberty alongside Patrick, Derek McCreary, and Michael Keane. Killing Anthony Spoleto and several other members of the Ancelotti crime family using a car bomb. Killing Frank Garone. Killing numerous Russian mobsters in order to rescue Roman Bellic. Killing Francis McCreary's blackmailer. Killing Tom Goldberg and stealing his files on Francis. Killing Clarence Little and his guards. Killing Clarence's chief lieutenant. Killing several union officials and their guards. Killing Marlon Bridges. Killing Javon Simon. Assaulting the Triumph Club and killing the Trenchez brothers. Killing either Playboy X or Dwayne Forge. Becoming a hitman for United Liberty Paper and killing Oleg Minkov. Stealing a helicopter and using it to chase Edward Borodin, who was killed by Little Jacob for UL Paper. Killing Teddy Benavides and his guards for not paying his debt to Ray Pacino. Retrieving stolen diamonds from the trash alongside Luca Silvestri and his crew.